Alright, and welcome to round number 3 of Justlolaman's Human Draft Tournament from Magic the Gathering Arena. My name is Peter Canterford-Harnell, and we're going to be getting into our lower bracket against Sizik here. And see how we do. We're running a blue and green enchantments deck. Let's see how our opponent does, as our first draw is pretty... Ooh. We could... This is it's really bad because we could draw one land and be totally fine for the rest of the game, or we could not. We are going to get a draw. We've got 2 turns to get a land. Let's screw it. What's the worst that could happen? There we go. We got away with it. Alright, so we've got a first turn. Moss Viper, this little buddy boy, this danger noodle, is going to be able to hang around and deal with pretty much anything that Sizik can bring out, who's also running green and white. So they're presumably going to be playing a auras as well. So what have we got? We've got Ichthyomorphosis, which can deal with pretty much anything. So we could Wolf Willow Haven. I think we haven't got too much else going on, honestly. I think they would be quite happy to take the trade there with a Death Touch, so I think we'll hold off for now. We'll enchant our land. We need to get blue mana. I completely didn't notice that we didn't actually have blue mana to have. So we'll hold off for now. We'll probably have to take some hits to the face and hope that we draw blue mana. Yeah, that was really silly on my part. Alright, to the face. The Grove Dancer will be able to chuck lands into the graveyard to get a bit of extra life for our opponent, who I don't imagine will be doing that a huge amount. But it's still there, if the option is required. Let me just tag up and around the place on my Discord server. And let's see how it goes. So, we've taken a risk with this first game that we wouldn't get any blue mana. It looks like that's very much not going to be the case. If we can find one blue mana, we're Gucci, or at least maybe some more green cards. Oh, Cetessan Champion, this is real bad news for us. So they're... Okay, so the only good news is the Cetessan Champion is ridiculous. We really want to be able to Ichthyomorph it straight away. By keeping our one land hand, we've probably lost this game. So let's just see if we can maybe turn up blue and recover as best as we can going forward. So the green-white enchantments, I mean, yeah, Cetessan Champion is going to make the entire deck work. Every one of these enchantments are now going to become basically free from now on. I suspect they won't even bother enchanting the champion. At least the Moss Viper stops the champion from charging forward, and if one of their creatures does end up laden with enchantments, then we can at least kill it with the Moss Viper, whatever happens. Even if it gets trampled, maybe it'll do us a ton of damage. Okay, I mean, I can live with that. We found some blue mana. Okay, we are in good space. Right, we've got to get rid of the Cetessan Champion straight away. Because this is going to make basically all of our opponent's cards free. Sorted. Alright. It does mean we don't do anything on our turn, but it means that our opponent's whole game plan hopefully doesn't work. Their whole game plan is play enchantments, get extra draws. Now they can't do that. I would have liked to have played the Prophecy to guarantee we're going to get some land next turn, but I just can't let the champion live. Hopefully they don't have just another one. But we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to be able to play out the just something, I'd imagine, next time round. The Grove Dancer's hit us now for 6. But I'm not overly concerned. We can throw out the Singer to get in the way. Okay, Wayfarer. It's too small to be a major problem. If we get another blue, we can play our Seaguard out. Ooh, the Destiny Spinner is a little annoying. Okay. I think we're going to have to Prophecy here to make sure we get that 4th land. What have we got? Okay, that's fine. So that's a Seaguard we can play with this land. Pretty good for me. It does leave us pretty much unable to do anything this turn, but our opponent's Destiny Spinner will be able to turn their lands into creatures, which are based on the amount of enchantments that they control. Right now that is 2, so they would be 2/2s. So I'm not super worried. Once these Sea Guards start coming down, they'll be able to block them pretty effectively. They've got massive defense. Not enough offense to kill the lands, but enough to allow us to stabilize, while these properties go off and draw some lovely, lovely extra cards. Huntmaster, that's going to make one creature really big, so we're probably just going to have to take another punch right to the face. I think we might actually have to Mossify for this because we're getting very low. Okay. I don't really want to do this, but we're on the cusp of being able to stabilize the board, so I think we can get away with it. Choose card name. So, Seaguard. We have to do it this way around. Nick Spawn. Seaguard. Okay, so this should give us a big enough body to be able to deal with anything they've got out right now. It's a bit unfortunate that guys have got 3 defense, because it means that our Seaguard won't actually be able to kill any of them. So they will be able to just pretty much attack here freely. We'll be able to punish that a little bit later on by throwing out a Starlit Mantle. But, okay. If they're going to use some sort of combat trait to kill our Seaguard, I'm totally okay with that. I think they're about to. What do you got? What do you got? Okay. Oh, of course, yes, it's a flash enchantment. The Wayfarer will pump up this guy. So, okay, that's alright. So let's get our 2 cards from our Prophecy. Nice, we got ourselves some good stuff. So, I don't think our opponent's going to have too much flash enchantments, but it's worth bearing in mind that's a possibility. Hey Ploppy, how you doing? I hope everything's going alright for you. We are playing in a tournament of Magic the Gathering online. Or Magic the Gathering Arena in this case. Our opponent is we took some risks early on. And oh boy, our opponent's stuff is starting to get a little bit enormous. Okay, so we know, yeah, we know we can't actually kill either of these things. We probably need to block the 4/3. So we're going to get take 4 damage total. We need to get some more stuff on the board. I think we've got, okay, more lands coming in. Nice. Alright. So we can shenanigans and bamboozle our opponent. Oh, Ploppy, it's my... Oh, did I forget to change my Twitch category? I'll go do that right now. Twitch.tv Counterfeitcast. Thank you. I think that's probably... Oh, is the music too loud as well? Okay. Thank you. Right. So we've got us. We need to cast 2 blue spells. So. What do we do this turn? I'd quite like to be able to play both of these things to mess with our opponent. Which does mean that we would use 4 of our mana, we'd leave nothing left open for this stuff. I think we're okay with that. We're putting ourselves into a position where we look kind of vulnerable. Let's get that changed on here. Yes, I now understand why a bunch of people came to my stream before. And we're annoyed. Oh, that's bad news. Wait! I can do this. This will give my creature hexproof and make revoke existence not work. Ha ha ha! We have successfully bamboozled our enemy. So now our creature is big enough to kill any of their stuff apart from the Typhon. And what they don't know is that we've got this flappy bird lady who's going to flash in, reduce the attack of their Typhon, and make them feel all kinds of silly while giving us enough damage to be able to take that Typhon down. Oh yes! It's going to be a glorious day for Counterfeitcast. There we go, our opponent is going in with everything. They don't realise what's in store. What if they stream snipe? I'm not really worried about that, Fluffy. I don't think my stream is big enough they'd even be able to find it. Our opponent is starting to become a little bit cautious here. So what do? We have got the possibility of this Wayfarer coming in, but let's play it conservatively. Let's get the Typhon off the board, so it's now got -1. We need to hold on to our life totals, so let's try and kill this one. Let's try and kill that one. There we go. 2 down. It's looking like it's coming out entirely counterfeit right now. Alright, let's start getting our life total back up again, I think. Let's throw out these Nexus Wardens. And we've now got the ability to go after one of our opponent's critters. So, I think we probably should do that. Let's get rid of the Wayfarer, because I think the Wayfarer is... Actually, no, let's... The Destiny Spinner. Destiny Spinner is more important. So there we go, Destiny Spinner, taken off the table. Lovely, lovely. Let's throw our Eidolon of Philosophy. That will let us get some extra life. Let us stabilize the board. We are looking pretty damn good right now. Our opponent is regretting their life decision. They're thinking, why oh why did I go up against a player of this caliber? What? Oh, what shall I do? So Destiny Spinner taken out. Ploppy, I don't know, I'm afraid, what's going on with the MC5 streams at the moment. I haven't got any news, I'm afraid, at all. Madoma's Prophecy, come down, get us some extra life. We're looking pretty good. Taking out Cetessan Champion early on has been great. So we need to find something off the scry that we can name as a card. What have we got? Brine Giant, I like it. So we're going to get an island, which won't be great, but the Brine Giant will get us 2 cards. We're looking pretty sensual right now. Let's chuck in some damage across in the air. So we can start, next turn we can cash in our Eidolon of Philosophy for 3 cards. Which is pretty great. And so while our opponent's on a lot more life than we are going to be able to stabilize and turn this back upon them. Suck it down, enemy crabs. You never even saw it coming. Alright, Omen of the Sun, that's going to make something bigger. Our 3/8 Nyxmon Seaguard can pretty much stand up to whatever they put on. Turn them tables, yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn the tables into fables. We're going to make our opponent history. And it will be a mystery what happened to that game that they once thought was so much theirs that they even became cocky, thinking that they had everything done and dusted. Now it seems their eyes are crusted because they've been blinded by my incredible play. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm having a good time. So, first draw. We are going to find ourselves a Brine Giant. It's just on top of the deck. We know what we're doing. So, we'd have to spend all of our mana to get the Eidolon of Philosophy. So, we'll do it at the end of our opponent's turn. Let's get hitting in with the air. So the Voracious Typhon, we have to bear in mind, once this guy gets thrown in the bin, they'll be able to come back out again as a very, very big creature. Not, of course, big enough to deal with a Seaguard, but still big. Floppy, you played a bit, then you started Dota, and you didn't play much again. Well, that's too bad. I haven't heard anything from Metal, the community manager, for a little while, so I don't know kind of what's going on there. Alright, we get to use the Eidolon of Philosophy. Let's draw 3 cards. Love it. And we're going to get to draw 2 more cards after this. Look how cheap that Brine Giant is. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, let's get in and play this basically for free. He's going to draw us a card and make our Brine Giant cheaper. Or the Brine Giant, as we might call them. And we don't want that right now, but we do want the Brawler. That's pretty great. Okay. We need to play the Giant. That will get us 2 cards. And the Brawler. Ooh. Do I want to use it now? Let's see, the graveyard is big enough for the Typhon to come back out as a 7/7. I think I maybe want to hold on to this as a surprise, because this will come in and fight something. Whereas if I do this right now, it will just die. So I think I'll get out this boy. The Dryad. Get some more life. Look at a live turtle. It's rising up all the way to the top. Let's balance out our mana because we can chuck away the Omen of the Sea to do a bit more scrying. The Brawler would have been okay. It would have traded directly with the Typhon, but it would have meant the Typhon would have then just come back out again as a 7/7. And right now, our opponent is kind of a little hesitant to do anything with their Typhon. I'm kind of hoping that we can just keep our opponent... Because we've got some cards in our deck which are ridiculous. We're just trying to get to them. So we've got a card that when we play an enchantment lets us make one of our creatures flying. Our whole deck is designed to get these Brine Giants flying through the air. Alright, Heliod's Pilgrim. So they're going to search out something good. It could be the thing that basically kills one of our creatures for a while. No, Warbriar Blessing. Okay. That's still not that great for them. So that will let one of their creatures fight one of ours, which will get rid of one of our smaller creatures, but we don't really care about that anyway. Let's go digging it through our deck to see if we can find the card. Right, none of these are the card we're looking for, so let's get rid of them. And... okay. So Hydra's growth is going to be pretty great. That's going to allow us to make an unlimited size creature. Let's chuck out something nice and tempting for our opponents to use that Warbriar's Blessing on them. So this could be a flying creature which will help accelerate the end of the game. Of course, we know that that's not our ultimate goal here, but we're trying to put out something that's tempting enough for our opponent to go for it. Because we've got a creature which is coming down the line, which is going to be ridiculous. But we can't make use of it right now. Because we don't have it in hand. So Hydra's growth. So what we have to worry about here is that the Voracious Typhon is going to go attack something. So we can't put it on anything that's going to get killed by that, which is going to be the Singer, it's going to be the Wave Rider. So unfortunately we'd love to be able to have the flying creature get bigger, but that's just not practical. So instead, I think what we'll do is we'll build up a couple of threats here. We'll stick it on the Dryad, which is going to be big enough to deny getting Warbriar. We do remember that there's a Triumphant Surge in hand, which will destroy a creature of power 4 or greater. So that's, you know, we're just going to have to deal with that at some point. Because that could otherwise take out the Brine Giant, which we don't want. So let's get in for 4 in the air. Bish, bosh, lovely. Alright, opponents may be starting to feel the pressure a little bit. They've got some good stuff in hand, but I think they're going to have to take out the Wave Rider with the Warbriar's Blessing. Okay, our draws aren't great. The problem we've got is if we kill off the Typhon, they'll then come back as a 7/7. And then the Warbriar's going to be much nastier. But I think it might be right to... The thing is, when we attack, they're going to block and then they'll get everything back again. So I'm really hoping we can turn up our guy who gets us 1/1 counters for everything. That we don't actually have a way... Their ability is based off us having enchantments, and so even if we do draw them, we still wouldn't be able to use them straight away, which is unfortunate. I think once the Dryad gets big enough, we'll start going in with them as well. There we go, Triumphant Surge. Cool. That at least gets out of the way. Card remaining in deck, 10, 17. Okay, so we need to get a little bit of a move on. Hey, there we go, there's a Typhon of our own. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about our chances of being able to make something big enough to get through. Our opponent has got nothing which will stand up well to a Typhon of our own. So let's get that out. We'll hit for 1 in the air, and from next turn onwards, we're going to be... Let's see, our opponent's graveyard's fairly deep. I think we're going to have to start going on them. I would like to have the ability to hit more in the air. So there we go. There's Eutropa the twice favoured. But we need to have an enchantment to get our things flying. So I feel like there's a very big possibility of making a mistake here, but let's get swinging him and see what happens. Our opponent's got a lot of stuff they can just throw in front. Okay. So they're going to be able to make... They can make their Typhon bigger, and then it could kill our Typhon, which I'm okay with. I think we need to start accelerating the pace of the game a little bit, because otherwise we're going to run out of cards. I would like... The idea is to play Eutropa and then make our Brine Giant flying. But I think if we don't clear out the board, then that's not going to be practical. I think we'll have to use our Band Brawler to be... we could use it to get rid of the Wayfarer, but I really want to be able to have it to get rid of the Typhon, if it's possible. Okay, so we can get back our Typhon as a 7/7. That's pretty... feels good. We'll clear out some of these pesky blockers. I think, yeah, okay, the Wave Rider's going to go down here, which is not ideal. But at least we get rid of the Wayfarer. And it does provide some more fuel for our Typhon to come back out of the graveyard. So let's do that. Bish, whoosh. Alright, so that's our 7/7 out on the field. We're not going to play our Eutropa quite yet because we don't have anything to back it up with. But ideally, if we can get in for another big attack, we can put our opponent into a position where maybe they can actually be threatened by a Typhon coming in for 8 in the air. So that's the Eutropa. Once we play an enchantment, we'll put something +1 and +1 or something and give it flying. Ooh. Alright. Well, that simplifies things. Okay. So we got a card at the deal. Oh, the first to row in games. That's really, really good. Okay, we're just gonna have to... play out our guy. Who's just gonna get murdered by their guy, I guess. 7. So at least our opponent, I don't think, can play both of those things together. So they're going to draw 2 cards next time. I don't think there's a huge amount we can do about that. So Ploppy, they played a board wipe called Shatter the Sky, which is probably why they were willing to hang around for as long as they were. Tempted to, if they don't play a big creature this turn, which I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they don't, I'm actually... Okay, never mind. Okay, there's no way to stop them drawing 2 cards. Alright, we're going to have to do some shenanigans. So, Eutropa number 1 coming out. Going to get followed up by Midomo's Prophecy. This will make our Typhon big enough to swing in. Okay, we don't want any more land. So we go in for half their life right there and then. Lovely. And is our opponent going to be able to kill us in return? Unlikely. The only thing for Eutropa is we need to have... So this Typhon is big enough it can't be killed by their Typhon plus Warbriar anymore. But we'll need to have another enchantment to be able to make the most out of this. So I think what we're going to do is bring this boy in, use him to take out the Wayfinder, who would be able to make their Typhon big enough, and hope that they've just got nothing particularly worthwhile. They're going to be drawing 2 cards, of course, meaning that's a good possibility that they will. The Band Brawler's probably going to get taken out by the Warbriar, or, well, no, the Eutropia probably will be. Okay, so we've got Elite Instructor coming in. We're going to have to hold on to Elite to be able to play the Midomi's Prophecy with it. So Midoma is going to wait for us, is going to make us choose a card name next turn, and then the following turn we recast it to draw 2 cards. Ideally, that would be an enchantment on top of the deck. It's not. There we go, there's the fight thing. Fight something aura. Eutropia makes sense, it's going to get taken away. Do these 2 come in, or is it just going to be the one? At least the Elite Instructor will let us dig through the deck for... Oh, a flying creature? That's unfortunate. That's taken away our entire win condition. Or at least made it less likely. Yeah, Ploppy, we can no longer make the Typhon big enough to win instantly because they've now got something in the way, this Daybreak Chimera. Oh no. We've run out of cards in our deck. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we've literally... all that's left in our deck is just a bunch of that. Well... I guess this first one's GG. Alright, let's get on to game number 2. Okay, so I think it was a big... Yeah, we didn't really get to use the Eutropia stuff early, which is... We have 2 of them, so I would have hoped we would have gotten the chance to. So our opponent is playing... He is playing a bunch of stuff we probably could counter, because they're playing some sort of big creatures. So I think we could bring in some... stuff that deals with big creatures, which would be memory drains. So this will counter anything, and I think it felt like the really important plays were coming in the very late game, so I think that's all right. The game was very slow. I think the Starlit Mantle's worth having. Is there anything we can get rid of that's gonna be able to deal with that? I don't know if I want to get rid of one of the prophecies, because that's so really sort of hang around and do stuff card. But I think we can afford to go down to 2. Alright, give it a try. Ploppy, I don't think there wasn't anything I could do. I didn't have anything but land. And they had the stuff they needed to be able to block us, so I'd rather get on to... Alright, I'll play first. I just want to get on the game team. Cool, we've got a very nice opening hand. So the Eidolon's not going to really do anything, but all of our stuff is pretty cheap. The Omen of the Sea is going to let us dig through and find ourselves our next land, hopefully. We'll hold off... Floppy, thanks for dropping by. It must be very late. Yeah, you take care too. I hope everything's going alright for you. So we've got Starlit Mantles. We're not going to use them. We're going to play the Omen of the Sea. But it's nice that we can play that on our opponent's turn. Destiny Spinner? Man, Destiny Spinner is so cheap. Alright, let's Omen from the Sea. Splish, 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 splish. We don't... I feel awful taking this back, but we really need the land for next time. And we're not going to find it. That's rough. So we've got Starlit Mantles, which isn't really what we wanted. I think we're basically just going to have to pass the turn. So this is a lower bracket match, which means if I get eliminated here, tossed bodily out of the competition. I think we've made a much more sensible start this time round, but unfortunately it hasn't really worked out the way which it would have hoped for. At least our Starlit Mantles can allow us to kill off the Wayfarers, potentially. Alright. But I'm hoping we won't need to go down that route, because instead we're going to find the anti-flying spider. That's fine. Nope, we are not going to find that. Alright, so that's going to be a second missed land drop. Disaster for the deck. Really awkward. I thought this was going to be a really good opening hand. Alright, we're going to have to Starlit Mantle away one of her things here. Which is not what we want to do on a creature that's planning on sacrificing itself. But we've seen the Pious Wayfarer is very, very annoying. So... Okay. This is going to give us that +1/+1. Our opponent might well have to flash enchantment, which is... Yep, there we go. I don't mind that they're using that particular piece of shenanigans this early on, because it's particularly annoying. There we go, finally. Okay. Do we play out the Eutropia? Do we have a... Yeah, screw it. I think this game has started awkwardly enough that I can't kind of play optimally, as it were, in terms of sort of play completely around everything. So we're very vulnerable this time to having Eutropia just taken out. Hopefully that won't happen, but Warbriar's Blessing would do the job pretty nicely. No? Okay, cool. So we can do some real shenanigans with the Starlit Mantle. So because this is going to give us +1/+1 of flying, we can flash in the Starlit Mantle, which will to give something +1/+1. Then Eutropia will give it flying as well. So we should be in a pretty good spot to really mess with our opponent quite heavily here. We don't have anything to play at all. What are you talking about? Whoop, 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 whoop. I think we're working the assumption that Daybreak Chimera is probably going to get a +1/+1 from the Pious Wayfarer, who is proving to be a lot better than I thought they would be initially. I wonder if they see this coming, because this thing can give stuff flying. So I put the... Yeah, they're being a little cautious there. They're realising this is a possibility. I've got the mana left open. I've got the cards in hand. They're not going to go for it, so let's Omen of the Sea to try and make sure we get some good next draws. Okay, we'll do it that way around. So opponent's not going to attack for the time being, because I think they're too wary of us having a enchantment on tap, which is entirely what we do have. Alright, so Omen coming in, that's fine. That at least means that that's not being done. Oh wait, Was something the end of that turn? Or did they just... Oh, they used a Scry from it, okay. So, Setessan Champion, who we really want to go out of our way to try and deal with. There we go, finally. Alright, let's see if we get away with this. We do! Lovely. Do we throw out our Singer to get in? I think it's too good to waste. They waste. Alright. Let's get our Eidolon in. This is finally our deck doing what it's supposed to be doing. Which is making giant creatures and slamming people in the face with them. The Arachnic has got reach, so it can block. And can also come back as a much larger creature, but hopefully we won't need to worry about that overly much. So for our next turn for Shizix, they're going to start drawing infinite cards, most likely. At least we've got enough stuff on board. What could they have? They could have the plus thingamajig. I'm not a big fan of giving the Eidolon the counters because eventually we're hoping to get rid of it, but right now it's what we can use to get in on. Okay, so yep, there's a free card. I can't believe the Setessan Champion is based off any enchantment. It's just really ridiculous. We very much need to get our Ichthyomorphosis. Okay. So we're probably going to have to play... Okay. Do we want to keep building our Eidolon of Philosophy? I think probably no. Really we want to be bringing this in for our Brine Giant rather than any other Cenas. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping we can maybe catch out our opponent with the Threnody Singer. Some fashion. I think though, there we go. This will at least, so the Chain Web is kind of expensive on the escape. They have got enough to be able to play it. It looks like they're not actually going to do it though. Okay. Let's get at a big guy. And hopefully create too many threats with Eutropia that can't be actively dealt with. I know our opponent has got removal. Given enough time, they'll be able to find that thing that kills for anything that's got 4 power greater. Okie doke. Yep, all getting +1/+1s from Renata, who is getting pretty powerful herself, though her toughness isn't so great. Okie doke. Okay, so that gets out our big guy. Our graveyard is pretty sparse. So we could swing in with the Brine Giant and see what our opponent does. Yeah, why not? That will give us the ability to play out our Threnody Singer. And get ourselves some hits in the air while hopefully trading off for one of their creatures. Nope, looks like they're not going to go for it, but I'm glad we did at least start making some kind of aggressive move. which is fine. I'm probably going to get in with the Eidolon as well. So I think our opponent's probably going to start suspecting we've got more Starlit Mantles in hand, and I'm okay with them not knowing if that's the case or not. We certainly threatened it pretty hard with 2 mana left open before. We're going to do so again. Our opponent's board's starting to get pretty big. The Destiny Spinner is going to be able to make unlimited creatures, or nearly unlimited creatures. Chain Web is still going to be a bit of a problem, but there's now 2 escape creatures out for Shizak, which means they're going to have to marshal their graveyard resources pretty carefully once they start running out of chump blockers. If we went in with Eidolon, they could block it with 2 different creatures. I don't think there's very much chance our opponent's only going to block with 1. Oh, that's right, the 5/5, yeah, the 5/5 would block it. There's no point doing that. That's okay. They don't actually have... Weirdly enough, they're actually quite short on enchantments. Oh, wait a sec. That is actually an enchantment creature, never mind. Draw a card. The Setessan Champion is just so ridiculous. Like, I remember when this was the only card anybody was playing. And, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just everything in deck's an enchantment, everything in deck is free. Well, not free, but you don't have to pay a card for it. I think our opponent might actually start to build up a board that's too big for us. The Nexus Wardens hopefully will get some enchantments to play with. I know I did take out one of the enchantments. Ugh. Wish I had that card. Ichthyomorphosis stabilizes the game. I'd really love to have it. Warbriar's Blessing. Warbriar Blessing. It's going to let our opponent... Well, actually, Threnodi's Singer will do a pretty good job of stopping that. That basically counters that by taking away all of their power. So I'm alright with that. So it's just a case of, can we get rid of Setessan Champion? Our opponent's not going to deck themselves, sadly. Oh, so close to making this guy something of a significant size. Could use them to take out Renata. The only problem is that does leave the Warbriar up to kill our Eutropia. So I think we're going to go Nexus Wardens. And hope for a better draw next time while keeping the Threnody open. The Band Brawler is nice, but it's just a bit too expensive. And the one I want to get rid of is not, unfortunately, big enough. I could get rid of a Vanguard, which doesn't really do anything. A lot of this stuff doesn't really do anything. Destiny Spinner, potentially. Renata is strong. Typhon is too big. Setessan is also too big. I think our opponent has proven to be pretty hesitant to use their Warbriar if they don't have to. They're not just going to throw it out randomly. Though, in this case, they would get a card draw off of it, so they may be a little bit more willing to just throw it out, because the potential downside is a lot less than it would be otherwise. Maybe getting rid of Renata's worthwhile. Ideally, we'd have a couple more land so that we could play the Band Brawler and... Okay, they're not going to do anything at all. No. Oh, at least this is a substantial body we can throw out. And it's another enchantment. Lovely. So we can start getting the giants in the air, which will hopefully, at worst, start drawing out the removal from our opponent. So, the right cost of enchantment. And we also get some life back. We've got enough, actually, to be able to get the... No, we're 1 mana short of being able to use Eidolon of Philosophy at the end of a turn. So let's swing in with our giants. Or giant. And let the spider stand in the way, or some kind of removal. Okay, that's going to make the spider bigger. Though I don't know why that's important right now. Does that make the... Oh yeah, it's going to make the tokens into 2/2s as well. How annoying. We'll be getting enough life back from our Nexus Wardens, who will hopefully mean that just kind of getting run over won't be a major problem. Pious Wayfarer. I kind of... Okay. They're going to make the champion flying? No, they just want to draw. Okay. I think the Ichthyomorphosis is the only thing that saved us from Testing Champion. It's gotten so large now. At least the Thronoli Singer is -9. Or -10 probably to anything that they'll try and hit us with. So we can try and turn that around. Our basic game plan of make giants and throw them at people is not ideal in this kind of environment where there's just tons of stuff in the way. Well, I say tons of stuff. In fact, there's only one thing. Wayfarer is exactly the kind of level of strong where I don't really want to spend like a Band Brawler to get rid of it, but if I don't, it's constantly there as a possibility that I'm going to run into trouble because of it. This card is so good. Alright, they're digging in deep. It looks like they're probably going after that removal card. Unfortunately, we don't have any more Starlit Mantles to be able to negate it, as much as we were able to do that last time round and probably annoy them immensely. Okay, nothing they wanted on top of the deck. What you got? What you got? Pious. Maybe I should just get rid of the Pious Wayfarer. That's right, because we can't play this Singer as well. The Wayfarer is making it so that anything we do, we have to assume it's going to get Wayfared, because they've got the flash enchantments. So I don't know how many they have. They've used 2 of them already. Oh, well, that will simplify things. Okay. That's going to give us both substantial graveyards. We definitely came out of that one quite a lot worse. How big does the spider come back? Okay. Okay, well at least we're keeping the board pretty clear for now. I think we've got to get a Typhon out while we can. Otherwise it's just going to get taken out of our graveyard. Because this guy, when they die, will steal a card from our graveyard. And that would be our Typhon, given the opportunity. Okay. So we've got no mana open at all. Hopefully our opponent will set up on this coming turn and then we can memory drain them afterwards. The Band Brawler is proving to be a card that doesn't work very well with a counterspell deck because of it being so freaking expensive. I guess in a world in which I had basically unlimited mana, that would be alright. Oh, cool. Alright. Let's swing him. I don't really see a world in which our opponent's willing to trade off. Maybe they will be. It's not that expensive to get the Typhon back again. My graveyard is pretty light. Oh, sick. I did not expect that. Alright. Nice! Well, that worked out pretty freaking well for us. Alright. 3. Let's do the battlefield. So 3, 1, 2. This one's 7. That's 6 and 4. So we need 10 mana to be able to ever do any of those things twice. So let's get rid of all of them. Cool! I really didn't expect our opponent to go for that one. So we're going to have to name the band Brawler because none of the stuff on the top of our deck was things that we could play. Which is going to limit our options a little bit, but hopefully we're far enough ahead as a result of that last trade that we can... Ideally, we're set up... Well, unless our opponent plays out the Typhon again, which they are going to do, that will completely strip out that graveyard. Not completely, actually. They could probably got another escape in them before they're all said and done. I'm curious to see if our opponent will take another attempted block. Hey, look, it's another Wayfarer. Okay, we have to name the Brawler. Far from ideal for all of this stuff, but we can't play it this turn, so we'll have to leave the mana up. So let's swing in again and see if our opponent is willing to entertain the notion that we've got another shenanigans. One of the reasons why I'm kind of okay to do this kind of thing is that I know they've still got the Warbriar Blessing, so they're going to be able to deal with our stuff pretty well. Unless, of course, we memory drain it. The problem is, though, we have to memory drain the Warbriar or potentially the Chain Web or the cards. Not big enough graveyard. We have to use the memory drain before we know what the Typhon's actually going to do. As in, we can't wait for it to attack. Unless it just attacks right now. Okay, it's not great, but I think we need to just make it not a thing. I can't turn down a Eutropia, even though it's going to be... Eutropia. Even though it doesn't actually do anything right now. Ugh. Flying nonsense, huh? Or more importantly, unblockable nonsense. So you can put it on the Typhon, get in this turn. Oh, that's awful. Awful for us. This could be the end of our tournament run. Now I'm starting to regret putting the Eutropia out. Yeah, so... Are they swinging with everything? No. That's weird. Because they could have put us in a position where we would definitely die next time. Why didn't they? Do they think that we've got something that we don't? Okay, well, we're pretty much guaranteed we're going to be doing this time. So, hooah! Let's see if we can find anything worthwhile which we can cast for 2 green mana. No. Oof. Sheesh. Ooh, I want to get rid of the Leonim because it's a much better creature, but at the same time, I've got to get rid of the Wayfarer. I think it's too annoying. And I feel like a lot of our opponent's shenanigans revolve around Wayfarer in some way. Do we play out the Eutropia and reveal the fact we've got nothing left in hand when we're very close to being killed? No, because we could have the mana here for a counter spell, and I want our opponent to think that maybe we do. Because we're pretty much screwed at this point, so I want to take any very, very small edge I can by pretending that we're doing better than we are. So Memory Drain is 1 mana too short. Eutropia has nothing to enable her. So maybe I shouldn't have taken it, actually. It's really, really good with an established board, but very not good right now. So Typhon. Typhon can become unblockable. I think the wings are crazy, crazy good. Wish I had some myself. At least the Singer gets in the way. Alright, so we've got the Reach Spider. It's going to clear out the graveyard entirely. It's a 4/5. Ooh. That sucks. I forgot because it didn't use its effect when it came in. So we're going to get hit in the air. Unless we find something next turn, our tournament is over. But in good news, it does let us join another tournament. It's kind of neat though. This is not a deck I ever have, no deck type I've ever played before, so I'm a little bummed out that about losing. Yeah, even if we get a flyer now, the Typhon is strong enough and unblockable enough that it doesn't matter. So unless I've got a... No. I haven't seen my Ichthyomorphosis. Apparently it was in the bottom 13 cards. Bottom 12 cards. It's a real shame. Alright, we'll play out our final cards. Hope our opponent gets confused and thinks we have something that we don't. Forgets to use the effect of wings, because that's totally possible they might forget. Oh, we're 3 life. Which I think just means that we die even if they didn't have the Typhon with unblockable. Alright. I don't know, wonder what circumstances we don't just lose immediately. But I guess I might as well play it out, because why not? Alright, well let's make our Band Brawler big enough to block their Spider Bro. There you are, Ichthyomorphosis. Where have you been all my life? Apparently on that part of the deck. Okay. Opponent, believe that we have a Starlit Mantle and that we're going to throw something in the way of your Typhon. Also forget your Typhon can be made to be unblockable. Because I think people don't necessarily remember that's part of the card. You can sacrifice it to make something unblockable. I don't know why that is. I mean, I understand thematically why it is. But it seems like it makes it a really, really good card. Just flying on a stick. Nope, opponent's not buying it. They're quite happy to swing in for 7. End our hopes and dreams. Let's throw out the GGs. And we're done with this tournament. So we ended up with a 1-2 record, which is not great, especially considering that one of those losses was due to us misreading the UI and thinking that we had blocked something which we hadn't. But for now, I guess it's going to be back down to doing another draft. Fortunately, these are totally free, and there's no prizes on the line, so I don't feel too bad about it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully be doing some more drafts. If you'd like to join in with those drafts yourself, if you're a Magic the Gathering player, then the link is in the chat to the Discord. I definitely recommend it. It doesn't cost anything at all. You sign up for, you go to the Discord, you sign up for a particular tournament, and then you just go and draft through a website rather than doing it in-game, and then you challenge everyone directly, as you saw there. Hopefully you do a little bit better than I did. But it's good practice. I love doing human drafting. I love doing it most of all when you don't have to pay anything for it. And this is the ideal, really. I think this whole idea might actually still stay in place even if Magic the Gathering Arena does put in human draft, just because doing it for free is a lot cheaper than not doing it for free. But hopefully, I mean, I was looking forward to having it on Magic the Gathering Arena as well, because I'm already enjoying the drafts on there, and I think I would enjoy them more if I could earn cards while also playing it to the humans. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll have to see when the next one turns up. Hopefully I can get some of you guys in on one, so Piers or Rory or some of the other people who do play Magic online. Hopefully you guys will come and join me for a future Magic the Gathering Arena human draft. See you guys there. Where's the off button? Where is it? There we go. Haha! Later.